book that I found. You should review this. It's perfect. It's like the worst game ever made. Okay, but listen to me, because I'm good at making sense, and stupid mother like you aren't good at listening. You need to review something bad and really rake in the views.
No. And stop going through my stuff.
I swear, something bad, full of comedy. Comedy genius. No one's ever done it before.
You know, I'm still amazed at how often you break into my house and how frequently the cops don't believe me when I say that you do.
More rage! You gotta have more rage! Okay, you got Superman, don't you? You got a pillow behind your Superman. Why don't you review Superman 64? Do it! It's amazing atomic levels of rage!
Your glasses are different.
Well, thank you for noticing. The other ones are kind of big. But look, you gotta review something like, you see, games based on movies always suck. Here, review this.
Okay. Greetings, my friends. 'Tis I, your host, the Mighty Blue Magus, and this is one of my favorite games of all time.
Wait, what?
Ha! Oh yeah, and like a lot of you know, I grew up with the Sega Genesis, and other than Sonic 2 and Samurai Showdown, one of the games that I have the fondest memories of playing is Aladdin. Everything about this game is just wonderful. It's fun, it's funny, it controls great, and the music! Oh my god, the music! I'm just getting so nostalgic talking about it, and I haven't even begun playing it yet. So, just because I don't want to waste time, here's a quick list of hows and whys. So there's this animation studio called Disney. Maybe you've heard of them! They made a movie in the 1990s called Aladdin. It was a big hit with critics and audiences, and it has a live-action adaptation in the works. I don't know if you heard of that one either. Did you know the movie apparently has Will Smith and talks to be the genie? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried for that movie since Robin Williams made the genie character so much fun. I mean, at least it's better than Shaq playing a genie. I don't like to think about that movie existing. Ever. Well, back in the 90s, you know, before Disney was making stuff like Disney Infinity that nobody played, we all trying to forget about, they used to make video games based on their movies and used to team up with Capcom and Virgin Interactive. And this is one of those games, Aladdin. Now there are two versions of this game, one on the Super Nintendo that has everybody nostalgic for it, and the much superior version on the Genesis. Oh yeah, I'm bringing that war up. It's been almost 30 years, but you're still gonna fight about it in the comment section, I just know it. Old wounds never heal. Especially if they cut deep.
It's free. What Nintendo?
But let's stop fooling around. It's Aladdin on Genesis. Let's do this. And the opening screen is a very, very well done version of A Whole New World. Oh god. Oh god, no, it's happening. It's happening! Whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. Jesus! Dude! What the heck?
I don't like Disney shit.
Every day, I just hate you a little bit more. How do you do it? Ah, whatever, I don't really care. Let's do this. After setting up the story, we get the first level, the Agrabah market. And let me just pause for a second so you can appreciate the first few notes of this game. Enjoy. Oh, yes! Yes, that's nostalgic bliss! Oh, by the way, the first level is freaking awesome! You got some basic platforming with some basic problem solving, and some funny enemies with some amazing animation. Oh, and by the way, instead of jumping on enemies in this game, you have the much funner way of dispatching them with sword slashes, stabs, or throwing an apple at them. Okay. An apple a day, motherfucker! Now, my favorite guy to do that to is the fat guy eating donuts. Look at him, he's just chomping away, not a care in the world. Then I hit him in the pants with an apple and... I love it! I just love that cute little gag. It just makes me smile and the absurdity of it's even funnier. Oh no! I've been hit with an apple and now my pants are down! Whatever shall I do? Oh, another thing I love? This camel! This camel right here, awesome! Okay, this camel is amazing! Best camel in a video game, calling it. You know, I could do this all day. Just jump on this camel's back, making him spit. But my favorite thing to do is pause the game at just the right time. It's a funny face. And you can spit at the fat guy, dropping his pants and make him explode with that. And don't even gotta waste your apples. Camel spit equals nuclear weapon, yeah. Oh, and here's a pro tip from an expert like myself. So you're gonna come across these rubies all over the game, and they are used for currency to trade for free lives or continues. Okay, here's what you're gonna wanna do. Don't buy the free lives. Buy the continues. You see, a free life is 5 rubies, but a continue is 10. You can always get more free lives by finding them in the game, earning points, or just knowing where they're hidden. This game can get frustrating on some levels, and the hardest level in the game has no checkpoints, so you're gonna want to stockpile those continues if you're a newbie. I just saved you guys so many headaches on one level in this game, and you're gonna thank me for that if you decide to play it. But I beat the first level. At the end of every level, you get this little mini game to either give you free lives, apples, or rubies. Or, most of the time, nothing at all because Jafar is a jerk. Look at that smug face. I want to punch him. Punch him square in his face. Right there. Yeah. Now who's the loser? You are. The second level is the desert, and it's just full of sight gags. I love it! From the Mickey Mouse ears to this outhouse with a genie on it, and Abu jumping on a fat guy at the end for absolutely no reason. Abu, if you wanted him dead, just throw an apple at him. Seriously, man, you're taking it too far. You're scaring me over here. I mean, throwing an apple at the guy would be a lot easier than your end-of-stage minigame. Seriously, Abu, how come you can't take a single hit from a pot? What's wrong with you? The third level is the Agrabah rooftops, and most of the levels in this game are really straightforward and easy to understand. You won't frequently find yourself being confused and instead always going towards the next part of the game. This game has excellent conveyance. Even in what you would think is a confusing stage with these flying ropes is made easy to understand. This is good game design. And close to the end of the stage, you come across your first mini-boss. Now, you could learn his patterns and get him into a good dodge and hit routine. Or you could play the game like a pro and just beat the shit out of him with your sword by hitting him into a corner! Yeah! I am the Sultan of Sega! Not too much after that, and we're talking seconds here. We come across the stage boss, and he's a bit more difficult, but he's still easy to beat if you know how. Just slash away his projectiles and throw an apple at him. Rinse and repeat till he also explodes. And the next level is the Palace Dungeon, and I think it's the weakest level so far. You see, you gotta contend with spikes, bats, and wrecking balls, and exploding skeletons. You know, I don't recall that being in the movie. I mean, it's not a bad level. I mean, I like how it looks, especially. It's very atmospheric. But what really drives down the fun factor are these finicky retracting platforms. You see, sometimes you can land dead center on them, but still fall through. I recall this driving me up the wall when I was a kid, especially since toward the end, you have to watch out for retracting platforms that you're standing on and a platform coming out. A lot of the times, you'll just fall through and miss because the game is very specific on where you land. But that's okay because the next level makes up for it because we're in the Cave of Wonders now. We got some cool puzzle solving and it's really basic, you know, never really stops the game's flow. It's not my favorite level, but it's enjoyable since you got to attack statues to proceed and you have a mini-boss. That's also really easy. I guess this is as good a time as any to come out and say this, but as fun as the game is, and it is really fun, the bosses and mini-bosses are not challenging in the slightest, and as a result, it can be kind of boring. It really slows the whole game down. But that's okay, because we're at the end of the level, and now I got the genie's lamp. And if you remember what I said about stockpiling continues, this is when you're gonna need them. You see, you have to make a clean run, no checkpoints over instant death lava and the most dastardly boulders. These boulders scared the crap out of me when I was younger. I was all like, well, this level seems different. Ah! I'm playing Aladdin, not Indiana freaking Jones here, game. Seriously, I was not expecting that. Now, this is a level that requires you to get good and know the best pathways for maximum survival insurance. Here's another pro tip. Take the high road. Low road? Sucks. Never go low. I didn't even record going low because I hate going low. Always go high. High road. Boogie. So beating this level and you get the carpet chase followed by a wave of lava and... This is a level that is so extremely difficult because of how fast it gets towards the end of it that if you fail a certain number of times, the game just gives it to you. Yeah, I'm serious. I mean, you can beat this game, but it does speed up to Battletoads level of ludicrous speeds towards the end. And the developers were like, okay, dude, bro, I actually want to see the next level in the game, so how about you just kind of let me have this one? And it does! It gives it to you! Okay! Well, those are the two hardest levels in the game, and the developers had enough mercy to just kind of let you have it towards the end of it. Why couldn't they do that with gargoyles? That game is impossible in the later levels. The next stage is one of the most enjoyable ones since it's all about the genie, aka the best character in the movie. This level doesn't really have any enemies, but instead it's all about platforming. Now you would think that this game would retain its sheer difficulty from the previous levels, but no, this one's actually one of the easier ones. But hey, I like it. It calms down and it's a very welcome breather after The game does kind of wind down after all that. I mean, the Sultan's Palace is actually the most forgettable level in the game. I couldn't tell you one thing about it and I beat it several times. Now the final level is, naturally, Jafar's Palace, and it's just loaded to the brim with enemies. I mean, there's barely any platforming, but what makes this level specifically difficult is the fact that there's a sheer large number of enemies on every single screen. I had to use a lot of apples just to get through a lot of these guys my first time through it. I'll come back to that in a second. I mean, they're just everywhere, and look at how low my health gets. I'm getting beat up. Hey, Jafar, what would you call a minor injury?
A boo-boo.
Okay, thank you. This joke has been provided to you by Hack Comedians Incorporated. If it's funny, we didn't write it. Subsidiary of Amy Schumer. So I go through that level and finally, we meet face to face with Jafar. And he's near. I like how, despite how completely powerful Jafar is in this game, his only spell is to pull you closer to him. I mean, that's different, a lot harder than the previous bosses, but that's just a lame spell. Touch me, street rat. Touch me. No, seriously, I haven't felt human contact in years. My only friends are this snake staff and Gilbert frickin' Godfrey. You think anyone wants to talk to me? No! No, they don't! And good luck getting a date in Agrabah! And no, there aren't any hot singles in my area looking for a good time! Believe me, I've checked! I've checked! Nobody wants to date me because I'm weird! This review just got a little bit awkward, didn't it? Jafar can only be hurt by apples, but since he's a sitting duck, yeah! Check it out, just laying waste to him, and oh god, he's a snake shooting fire at me! Yeah! Get off the ground! What? No! The other platforms catch fire! Get on the ground! No, there's fire on the ground too! I'm out of apples! What do I do? What do I do? The answer was die. Okay, so, yeah, pro tip, and Jafar beat me enough times to figure this out. To make the fight against Jafar a lot easier, and by that I mean possible, I don't recommend throwing any apples at anyone in the entire level. Save every single one you pick up for him. I mean, it makes the stage getting up to him a lot more difficult, but you know what? Get good. Get good, bro. That's how you beat Aladdin. That's how I beat Aladdin. I got good. So I got him. I beat Jafar. I saved Agrabah. It's a whole new world. So that's Aladdin on Genesis, and I love this game. It's got a few flaws, and maybe I'm being blinded by nostalgia here, but I love this game so much. I just love it. I never get tired of it. Seriously, bless Disney Interactive for this wonderful, wonderful game. Well, that's it, really. I don't know how to end this out. I mean, I would sing, but he's still holding a machine gun.
A whole new world! I hate the fact you got this song stuck in my head. I'm going to shoot you in the face. Something's you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you found this video funny, then please hit like and share it on social media. Every little click helps. And if you'd like to see me cover something on my show, then drop a comment and let me know. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, or if you really want to go that extra mile, consider donating to me on Patreon. I might sing more. I'll serenade you to sleep. I just gotta get that dude's gun away from him.